What is good, everybody? You should already know by now that my name is Hameen Phillips. You're watching the Sticky Web Domains channel. So today, I kind of had the idea to talk more about the yard versus working on the road. And that's just because of, a lot of the questions I've been getting, rather it be comments or just other people in the live streams. They always, ask me about the yard or the road and where I'm working. So I thought maybe we should talk more about, the difference between working the yard and working the road. So yeah, grab your coffee or whatever you need, because we are doing another live stream. Oh, yep, I'm a little bit late on this. Today is not probably the best day for a live stream, being Easter. I want to say happy Easter to everybody as well. But, better late than never. So I figure let's just do this. So if you guys got any questions regarding the road and the yard, you can make sure to put those questions in the comment section there. If I can't answer it, the community should be able to answer those questions. And I welcome anybody who is new to the channel. I'm over the 500 subscriber mark. So, thank you guys for getting me to that point. I seem to be growing at a pretty decent rate. So that is great. So with that being said, if you guys are new, don't be afraid to ask your question, because everybody here in this community is all good people. And we will love to just answer any questions you may have. So with that being said, let me just make sure if my volume and everything is picture and volume is good, let me know before I get started. How do I sound and how is the picture? Let me know. I'm just gonna see if I can make some adjustments here. Okay, I think the sound is good. I think the picture is okay. I haven't gotten any excuses, so I think we're good. All right, you guys, let's dive right into it. So we got Bobby Anderson. What's good, Bobby? Are you new to the channel? I have not seen this screen name before, I don't think. But Bobby said, I always like working on the road. Yard work was a drag out. Okay, so what do you mean by that? You said yard work was a drag out. What do you mean when you say that? And Bobby, where are you working? As far as, are you a road conductor, and what railroad and city and state are you in? Let us know. Okay, so Bobby said he's new to the channel. Cool. Welcome, Bobby. Appreciate you being here to the live stream on this Easter Sunday. So yeah, Bobby, let us know, what railroad are you working with, and what city and state is your terminal, and what exactly did you mean when you said yard work was a drag out, or do you just mean yard work was a drag? Let me know. Oh, all right. So Bobby said he was a conductor for about 12 years. You want to share your experiences being, that's a long time being a conductor. Can you let us know what railroad you were a conductor with, and what was your experience being a conductor versus being on the road? So Bobby is saying Knoxville, Tennessee area, Norfolk Southern. All right. And you like the working the road better than the yard? And can you tell us why that is? Why did you like the road better? West Side. What's good, West Side? West Side, I guess he's saying his seniority is December 15th, 2014. Definitely have seen your screen name on this channel before, but I don't remember what railroad you're with. Can you refresh my memory? West Side. What railroad are you with? City, state, your terminal, and are you on the road or are you in the yard, West Side? Let us know. Oh, you're saying no, not me. 12, 15, 14. I don't know. What does that mean if that's not your seniority? What is 12, 15, 14, West Side? What are you saying? So you guys, until we get more people on and we can get a discussion about getting more people's opinions about this, I can kind of share my experience. So I have not been on the road since like June. Since my very first start was on the road, and that was like the last time I seen it, based on the fact that I just can't hold the road in my terminal because of my seniority. When I was working a road, and that was mainly on my OJT, I liked it. I did like the road. I did not have a whole lot of experience on the road, so it's nerve-wracking when you're new to it. But for the most part, I did like it, and I would like to get back on the road and basically get that experience. So I've been working in the yard for a couple of months, for quite a while, and I have really adjusted to the yard life. You get your days off in the yard. The yard, you're working either 7.5 hours, maybe 12, depending on how busy you guys are. But for the most part, it could be a quick day. I mean, time goes by pretty quick as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the yard. And the work is fairly easy. I mean, it's just, switching cars around and whatnot. The only thing difficult when it comes to the yard is when you're, servicing an industry you may not be familiar with. And if that's the case, is, just hope you're working with somebody that does know that industry that you're doing. And then, you're going to have a pretty good day. But that is probably the trickiest part about the yard, is just not being familiar with the industries you're going to be working with, if you're going to be even working with the industry. I mean, there are yard jobs where you're just switching the yard. You're not even going anywhere but staying in the yard. So just because you're working in the yard don't mean you're always going to be servicing the industry. It all depends on the yard job you're working. There are yard jobs that pretty much all they do is service their industries every day. They have the same industries they always service. Either they're pulling cars or they're slotting them, but they're always working with those industries. And that just depends on that job. So sometimes you may not even be doing that at all. You might be in the yard just switching cars and putting a train together for a road job or something like that. So if you have a day like that, that can be a gravy day. Let's see what we got in the comments. Bobby Anderson said, just a lot of waiting around and correcting misplaced cars on the right yard. So are you talking about the yard jobs, Bobby, when you're making that statement? You're saying a lot of waiting around when you're working in the yard and just correcting misplaced cars that are maybe on a track they're not supposed to be on, I take it. And Westside said, I'm with BNSF, seniority date 4/23/18. Okay, so you are March. Okay, so you're furloughed out of Los Angeles. So wait a minute, 4/20. Okay, 4/23/18. All right, so that was last year. So how long you been furloughed? And how many working months did you get in before you were furloughed? And are you guys going to be called back to work anytime soon? Let me know. Also, I would like to know, West Side, were you working the yard or the road? And give me your opinion on which one did you like the best. Okay, we also got DJ Gray. right? DJ, I can't, man, I need glasses or something. I can't read right or see. But anyway, I think it's DJ Gray. He says, what do you prefer, yard or road? DJ Gray is new to the channel. What's up, DJ Gray? Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you subscribing, man. Everybody, please help me in welcoming DJ Gray. He's asking me, what do I prefer? Man, it's real hard to tell you guys at this point. I'm adjusted to the yard because I've been working in the yard for months. However, I did like the road when I was on the road, but now I don't feel that comfortable being on the road because I haven't been on the road in so long that I got to like refamiliarize or take a couple trips just to get the lingo and the verbiage right when it comes to taking the track warrants, talking to the dispatchers, the rules as far as Form Bs and all that stuff. It's just been a while since I've been on the road. So I feel like I just need more practice. So right now, I'm more comfortable in the yard. I would like to get back out on the road, but I'm just going to have to get familiarized with it again because it's been a while. So I hope that answers your question, DJ Gray. Bobby Anderson said, in my area, no one wanted to work the road. What? That's funny, man, because here in my area, all the seniority guys are on the road and us new hire guys are working in the yard, and we get our, 2 days off, which is very rare from what I hear, because I hear that for the most part in other terminals, it's the opposite. The new guys are working the road and the more seniority guys are working in the yard, getting days off and living more of a regular lifestyle, because the road is, you're going to be pounding, they call it turning and burning. When that, you're going to get your 10 hours rest, the phone rings, you're back at it again. And it can be brutal. And that's why a lot of more, older guys with seniority, they don't want to work the road because they just want to be at home with their families and enjoy their time off fishing, hunting, whatever they do. And, but here in my terminal, it's pretty rare what we got going on, that the new guys are the ones working in the yard. So guess I can't complain about that from what I hear about other railroads when the new guys are pounding hard and they're just, working all the time. So I guess I can't complain. Scott D, what's good? My moderator for the day. How you doing, man? You never miss a stream. What's good with you? You guys, Scott D is a long-time subscriber. He's been with me since the beginning. He's also the moderator of this live chat. So be careful what you guys do or say, because Scott D has the power to ban you from a channel or ban your comment or whatever. So he is the moderator for today. Just want to say thanks, Scott, for coming through on this live stream. Appreciate that. Let's see what we got. You guys are kind of talking to each other. I just want to make sure I don't get that mixed up. Okay, so Bobby Anderson said he took a buyout and he went to law school. Wow. So you had about 12 years on the railroad, Bobby. And what, they offered you some kind of retirement? Is that what it was, or what? Some kind of voluntary separation package? Or why would they offer you a buyout? Is it because of the seniority you had? Is it because of your age? Just how does that work? Why would a railroad offer a buyout? Explain that to us, because that's very interesting. And the fact that you went to law school, so you left the railroad and decided to go to law school. So explain a little bit to us how that came about. Let's see, just reading some stuff. But Bobby, I'm reading, and Bobby's saying he liked the time he was there. I sure liked the time I was there. Okay. So it sounds like, Bobby, you did enjoy the railroad, but eventually you took a buyout and you left to pursue a law school degree. So yeah, explain to us, you know, why you left and how that came about. What else we got? Uh, okay, Bobby also said the radio would drive me nuts with 5 moves talking all at the same time. So you're talking about like 5 different crews, like talking to the dispatcher on the same channel. Um, I can definitely relate to that. There are certain areas in my division where it seems like all the crews, they just work all on the same channel. So you're trying to not to walk over somebody's conversation, but yet if you don't say anything, you never get in there, and it could be a hot mess. So I can relate to that. Um, what else we got? All right. So Westside said, I've been furloughed for a month. Oh, okay. That ain't bad. I worked 10 and a half months before furloughed. I enjoy the yard because you're always moving, making moves, railroading. I do prefer the road though. Money is great. All right. So you said, well, which is it? Because you said you enjoyed the yard, but you prefer the road. So which one were you holding? Could you hold the road or the yard, or which one was it that you were holding though? Were you able to stay in the yard if you wanted, or were you forced in the yard because you couldn't hold the road? So West Side, explain that to me as far as because you say you prefer the road, so why weren't you just working the road? Is it because you couldn't hold it and you were forced to the yard? So explain that to us. Bobby said it was hard getting the sleep schedule in order. Is that because of the turn and burn, Bobby? Just the fact that, you know, you get the 10 hours rest and then they call you, you're back on the board. Is that what you're talking about, turning and burning? Let me know. Let's see what we got. Bobby said, you're a great representative for the industry. Keep it up. Appreciate that, Bobby. However, let me clear this up. I'm not a representative for the industry. Uh, Technically, I don't represent the railroad or any railroad at all. My channel is basically just me talking about my personal experience as a railroader. I'm not here to talk on behalf of any railroad itself. These are all my opinions of being a railroader, and so I just want to clear that up. That I'm not a representative of any railroad company or anything like that. This is just my personal channel where I just talk about my life as a railroader. Also on this channel, I talk. I do vlogs and I do story times and all kinds of stuff. So it's not necessarily just about railroading either. And you guys will find that if you watch more of my videos that I do a variety of things. So I just want to get that cleared up. Scott D saying thank you for the live stream. For sure, Scott, man. I try to get these streams in when I can. Especially since I haven't been uploading videos lately. Just everything going on with my life right now. I'm in between some situations that are really either causing me stress or making it hard for me to produce a video. So to keep this channel going, I figure I should go live at least once a week and keep you guys, give you guys some content. Hopefully I can get the energy together to produce some more videos. But right now, everything is just I got so much chaos in my life that just the energy right now to be able to produce is a challenge. I appreciate you guys just sticking there with me while I'm going through this phase. And hopefully real soon I can be right back at producing some videos. That is the plan. I actually wrote down a script for a video I got coming out soon. and I think you guys are going to like it. It's going to be like a part 2 to one of my most popular videos on the channel. So look out for that. Bobby Anderson is saying, my area, the jobs were being eliminated, so I could bounce around or just do what the future holds for you. All right, so Bobby's saying he took the buyout because his jobs were being eliminated. Is that why, Bobby, you guys were offered a buyout, because they were eliminating your jobs? Is that why you even got the option to have a buyout, because of that situation? Is that how that works? Let me know how you go about getting a buyout. So you're saying you took your future in your own hands by going back to law school, and I can applaud that. That's awesome. How's that going for you, Bobby? Let me know if you're done with law school, if you stuck with it. Give us an update on that. I'm just reading some comments here. You guys are kind of talking to each other, so I'm just making sure I'm getting all the right questions and everything. Oh, we got a new subscriber. I believe you just subscribed today. I remember seeing your name. And how do we say that name? Metaphysical Mike? Metaphysical. But okay, you guys know what I'm trying to say. But his name's right there in the comments. What's up, Mike? I know you just subscribed. Appreciate you for coming to this live stream. He's saying, thank you so much for all of your love and support, brother. Appreciate you, man. And I appreciate you stopping by on this live stream. Are you a railroad worker or fan or what, Mike? Because I know your channel, I visited your channel today, actually, and you talk a lot about positive energies and positive things, and that was pretty awesome. So you actually get a lot of good energies from your channel. So I'm just wondering what, railroading, how does that play in your life? Or do you just want to be a part of the channel? I don't know. Let me know what brought you on as a subscriber. Bobby's talking about the turn and burn of the road. Mike, again, he's wishing you the very best outcome, brother. Appreciate that, Mike. West Side, he said, I was holding the road. Most seniority guys love staying home, working the yard, like I was kind of saying before, or road switcher jobs. They like being with family and kids, also a set schedule. There was a mix of guys also on the road. Yeah, I mean, West Side, that's exactly kind of what I'm saying, why I like the yard. It's kind of like what you're just saying right now. Just having more of that normal going to work and coming home type of life, instead of going on the road, staying in a hotel. Then you're working long days, because that road trip might be a 12-hour day right there. And then you're sleeping in a hotel, then you come back maybe the next day. So you're away from home maybe 24 hours or so, if not longer. And the yard is just more of a lifestyle where you can take your kids to school, go to their games and all that. So when we're talking yard versus road, if you guys are single guys or girls and you kind of want to make money, and that's your objective, is to make some money to put away, the road is definitely the place for that. You are going to make a lot of money on the road. But if you're a family man, you got kids and your kids are involved in a lot of activities, then the yard could be a better place for you, because on the yard, you're going to work your day and you can come home and possibly, you can probably go to one of your kids' concerts or a play and still have time for all that. So yeah, there's some pros and cons when it comes to both. Westside said, I was fortunate to hold the road for most of the time I was working. Wow. You guys must be a real busy terminal, because I can't hold the road to save my life. And I've been at my terminal for about a year, and I might, I could possibly get on the brakeman's board, which is technically a road job because they can call you for the road when you're on the brakeman's board. There are some spots I could get on when it comes to the brakeman's board. And that might be the best bet and might be what I might end up doing, because that the brakeman's board is actually a good board to get practice as for conductor. Because as a brakeman, you're on the back, you're usually on the DP engine. And your job is to, when you guys are setting out cars and you're putting on the brakes and all that, and you're kind of a helper to the conductor of sorts. And it's just a good way to sit back and listen to what the conductor's doing as far as dispatcher, getting track warrants. And it's a good way to learn that conductor job. And so since I haven't been on the road so long, I would feel way more comfortable as a brakeman so that I can get back into the feel of everything and just sit back and see what's going on, listening to what the conductor's doing and taking notes and all that. So that is probably my plan to get back on the road, is to just jump on the brakeman's board and kind of baby step my way back to the road, Bobby said, I mean, a representative for the trade of railroads, new age. People think everything is delivered by Amazon. Oh, okay. You must be talking to somebody. All right. All right, so you guys are kind of talking. Mike, the new subscriber, he said you have an unbreakable spirit. Never ever give up. Wow, so, you kind of probably, how do you know? I do feel like my spirit is unbreakable because I am very persistent. I've always been that way when it comes to work, business, or whatever I wanted in life. I feel like nothing can slow me down if I want something. So you got that spot on. I don't know how you knew, but appreciate that. Bobby Anderson said most of the road guys I work with were always complaining. He said, okay, and then you're talking about that buyout was offered in arbitration by the local union. Okay. So, Bobby, what was guys on the road complaining about so much? What is the big complaint when it comes to working the road? Why is everybody complaining? And then Bobby's going to give us an update about the law school. He's saying law school was great, easier than I thought. What? What is easy about law school? I mean, just that test you got to take is ridiculous. He said, I do entertainment and intellectual, I can't even say it, property and music and sports representation. Okay. Okay, that's what's up. What's up? Congrats, Bobby, on following your dreams in the law and going to law school after being on the railroad for 12 years. That is awesome, man. And, the railroad is a great job to have, a filler job, and, until you can get to maybe the job of your dreams or go to school for whatever. So, yeah, it's still the fact that you were on a railroad 12 years is awesome, man. So you got to do that. That's great. We got Mellow 211. What's up, man? Are you new to the channel? Because I don't remember seeing your name before. Welcome to the channel, by the way. But he's saying, hey, brother, I've been watching since last November when I was offered a position at BNSF. I'm going into my 4 week of training. Appreciate all the info and tips. It has really helped me out. Cool, man. That's what's up. He's been watching since last November. Wow, that's some months ago. Well, I'm glad the videos are able to help That is the reason why I do post them. And you're in week 4. I'm going to my 4th week of training. All right, 4th week. That's cool, man. That's what's up. Keep on doing what you're doing. You got that exam coming up pretty soon. You're gonna have that midterm and everything. So just focus. Like I always say, if you guys can get study groups together, try to get some study groups to help you take notes and do everything that can help you retain the information. So that's my advice to you. And congrats, man, on getting on with BNSF and being in your 4th week of training. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Bobby Anderson says, I miss it when I'm stuck in these drag out conferences with some moron entertainment figure explaining the same thing 50 times. All right, so Bobby's saying how he misses the railroad now that he's in the law business. He said he missed it. Wow, he misses it. Ain't that something? Okay. And then Bobby's also saying the main complaint was getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah. Yep, I hear that a lot. I feel that too. I mean, that's my complaint, is always feeling like you're never comfortable with anything because things change so much and you're always working with different people or a different job, and it's hard to get comfortable, or it's hard to get into like a comfort zone of sorts when you're always just doing something different. So the railroad definitely will test your abilities to be able to take on challenges for sure, because you are always going to be challenged. Yeah, so I can definitely understand you, Bobby, when you said that is one of the biggest complaints. Let's see. Mello 211. He said, this is my first time catching you live. I usually catch it afterwards. Appreciate it. I'm definitely focused. Well, I appreciate the fact that you caught me live this time. That's what's up. And I'm glad that you staying focused, man. That's how you are going to get through that 17 weeks of training. So yeah, just stay focused, keep doing what you're doing. And again, congratulations on making it, getting that final offer and being in your 4 weeks of training. That's awesome. Bobby Anderson said, I got re-offered a conductor position about 5 years ago. I told the rep, well, I'm making 250 grand a year. Can you match it? Wow. So you making 6 figures in the law industry, and you had opportunity to come back on the railroad and decided you're going to stay with law because you're just making, it looks like, crazy money. And yeah, unless you're pounding like crazy, I don't know if the road or the railroad is going to be paying 250 grand in a year, unless you're just out there pounding on the road. But even then, I don't think you're going to be making that much money. So yeah, that is definitely some degree money right there. But that's what's up, Bobby. Do your thing, man. I mean, you're making that money. And you went back to school, so you deserve that money. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. All right, so you guys are kind of just talking amongst yourselves. So yeah, you guys, the road and the yard is all dependent on your lifestyle and what you guys want to get out of your life. Either you, like, in my circumstance, I have no choice really but to just work in the yard until I can hold the road. Like I said, I could possibly jump on the Brakeman's board. That's about the closest I can get to a road job. It doesn't pay as well as the conductor's board, but it does pay better than the extra board that I'm working on now. So sometimes just your situation, you can't control it. Oh, and I can't control the fact that I can't hold the road. So I'm kind of just waiting it out. And for you guys who can hold the road and you wish you were in the yard, I guess just try to make as much money as you can while you're on the road, because you just don't know. Anything can change. You could get furloughed or you can get bumped off the road. And so just, appreciate the fact that you had that opportunity to make that money on the road. That's awesome. What else we got? Okay, you guys are still kind of talking amongst yourselves here. So, yeah, if you guys have any more questions regarding the road or working in the yard, let me know so I can make sure that I answer all of that stuff for you guys today. Scott D is asking, can you get refamiliarized training since you weren't on the road in a while? Well, let's see. I think the only way you can refamiliarize is if you haven't been, you have to be away from that job for, I think, at least 1 year. So for me, it'll be like June. So come June, if I still haven't had a role job, then I believe I should qualify to get refamiliarized. Like right now, I believe I can at least ask for a pilot. And when you ask for a pilot, you're basically saying, I need someone with experience to come with me on a trip so that I can, just make sure that I'm doing everything right and have that person who's more experienced just watch over my shoulder and let me know, yeah, you're doing that right or you're doing it wrong. So a pilot can help as well. And I should be able to get a pilot if need be. So that would probably be my plan. At least have a pilot for 2 trips or so. That should be enough to really get back on the ball of everything since I've been off in the yard for so long. Bobby saying, I really like your channel. It's entertaining. Really? What is entertaining about the channel, Bobby? Oh, I kind of thought maybe it was boring. So the fact that you're saying it's entertaining, that's kind of funny. I would like to know what you feel like is entertaining about it. I would like it to be entertaining. I'm actually consider myself to be a funny person, but on camera, I never really do anything funny to me. I just kind of, I'm a little chill, more chill than I would like, but I do have a good sense of humor, and I find myself, I think I'm a pretty funny person. I mean, my friends do at least. I'm pretty crazy, but when I'm on camera, I'm way chill, way more chill than I am in real life. So I can be a little bit more entertaining if I want it, but for some reason, I kind of scale that back when I'm on camera. Hopefully, I can open up more to my funny side and be more entertaining. That's what I would like to do. Scott D has a good idea for Bobby. He said maybe you can be a railroad lawyer. That is a good idea. That doesn't sound as entertaining as being an entertainment lawyer, though. And you probably won't make as much money, but at least you will have some aspect of the railroad in your life. Scott D is saying you'll probably get back on the rails this summer. We'll see, man. Either it'll slow down or it will pick up. That is yet to be known. But you're right. Maybe I will. And like I said, I think I want to jump on that Brakeman's board, and then I have the opportunity to get back on the road. So that's my best bet. And yeah, that's very possible. Scott said, looks like you lost some weight. Did you go back to the gym? Yeah, man, I've been hitting the gym and I'm consuming water, which you guys know water is great for just getting rid of toxins and helping with weight loss. And I'm trying to consume about 3 of these bottles a day. So that's about 3 liters. Um, so I'm drinking more water. I'm hitting the sauna, which is great for getting those toxins out and just sweating all that out. I got my cardio workout I like to do, the treadmill, the elliptical. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to get down. My goal is to hit 190. So yes, I have some work to do in the gym. And yeah, it's just a healthier lifestyle. And I grew up thin. I grew up a skinny guy. And all my cousins, everybody was always bigger than me. And at one point, I was just sick of being a small guy. And even girls would be like, "Man, you're so skinny. You should bulk up." So finally, I started bulking up. I started eating more. And once I started bulking up, I couldn't stop. It just kept going. It was like, oh man, it was out of control. So be careful what you wish for, you guys. If you're skinny and you're trying to gain weight, know when to not gain weight. So yeah, I grew up thin and small, and now I'm trying to get back down to at least a tone, nice shape. I don't want to get as skinny as I used to be, but I do want to tone up and just slim down a little bit for sure. So that is the goal. That is the mission right now. It is the weight loss challenge, you guys. And hopefully we can do a weight loss challenge pretty soon. We can motivate each other. What else we got? DJ Gray, he's saying, "Are you able to work out when you're on the road?" I think so. When I was on the road, the hotels I went to, almost all of them had gyms, and I would always at least pack some gym clothes so that if they didn't have a gym, I could go on a walk or something like that. So when you're on the road, take some tennis shoes with you, take some gym clothes with you, because you never know the hotel you're staying at. It might just have a gym. I mean, a lot of hotels have gyms these days, swimming pools or whatever. So even if you can take a couple laps in the pool, you're working out. So yeah, you can definitely get your exercise in working the road just because of all the gyms that these hotels have, or just taking walks and going for a run outside, if the weather permits. So yeah, that is definitely possible. And that's kind of a good point you brought up, because working the yard and the road will definitely is a big change as far as lifestyle and living. When you're working the yard, you're gonna be doing a lot of walking. I find myself doing about 10,000 steps a day when I'm working in the yard. You're just walking on ballast, and you're tying handbrakes, so you're climbing up the ladders. You're doing a lot of active stuff when you're working the yard. So if exercise is something you like and being physical, then the yard is definitely for you. When you're working the road, you are most likely just going to be sitting in that conductor's chair, talking to dispatchers, paying attention to what your engineer's doing. Unless something goes wrong with your train and you have to go walk the train to see what's going on with it. If a knuckle breaks, or you have dragging equipment or something like that, then you might have to get out and do a walk of the train to see what's going on. But other than that, on the road, you're just in that conductor's chair. And if you're looking for exercise and you're looking to be physical, then you might want to consider working in the yard, because you're going to be getting a lot of steps in. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. You're going to be tying handbrakes. You're going to be putting together those glad hands. And it's just way more physical. I mean, it's nothing crazy physical, but it's exercise. It's actually good exercise. So You know, if you're trying to lose weight right now, being on the road may not be the best bet because you're going to want to eat. When you're on a road trip and you're doing like 12 hours on the road or whatever to get to that destination, there ain't a whole lot to do but, you know, talk to the dispatchers, take warrants, and eat. Um, and you find yourself eating a lot of junk. So unless you're really cautious about what you're eating, when I was on the road, I was, you know, I would pack light sandwiches, yogurt, beef sticks, string cheese, fruit, stuff that was fairly healthy. You know, I wasn't eating a whole bunch of crap. A lot of guys, you know, you can bring soups. Some of these engines have hot plates, so you can warm up hot food, uh, like CN or CP. I've heard of guys heating up their food on the heater walls of the engine. You know, so you can bring soups as well, and soups are great and healthy to eat, depending on what kind. Of course, it can have a whole bunch of sodium in it and all that, but there are some light progressive style soups that don't have a bunch of sodium and that are pretty healthy for you. So, you know, that could definitely have a big um, uh, that can definitely change your lifestyle, rather working the road or the yard. So, depending on what you want to achieve, if you're trying to lose weight, working in the yard might be the best bet if you want to get that exercise. And if you're disciplined enough to work the road and eat right and get enough sleep and enough rest so that, you know, you're not gaining a lot of weight, then yeah, the road can be great. But just be careful with the road life. The road life can definitely put some pounds on you. So you have to be careful. Uh, Scott D, he said, "What is the hardest part of the job physically?" Um, the hardest part of the job physically for me, oh man, you know, there is no physical part that I think is hard about the job, to be honest. I mean, you know, I mean, unless there's situations where, you know, I guess maybe in the wintertime, we were working, you know, the snow would hit us hard up north here in the winter. And we would be knee deep in snow. And some of the yards that we will work at, if they don't plow the yard, then, you know, it's going to be tough working. You're going to be digging out switches that could be buried in snow. And you're going to be walking in knee deep snow, trying to, you know, put brakes on and all that. So I guess the most physical part for me is the conditions of the weather. You know, if you guys are out if you're in the South, California, Florida, Arizona, whatever, you may not ever have to experience this. But if you are living somewhere where it snows and you get a lot of snow, you can see that the railroad job is going to be more challenging. Not only walking in snow that is knee deep, but things freeze up. You know, your glad hands that are usually really bendable and you can snap them together, they're going to be hard like a pipe because they're frozen. And you got to sit there and try to move these things. And then the hand brakes are going to stick more because they're cold and they're frozen. And in cold temperatures, things don't work out the way you want. And it's just more of a challenge to get the work done. So to answer your question, Scott D, the hardest part physically is the weather conditions. If it's, you know, I like right now, things are starting to melt. We're in April, going into May soon. So the weather is breaking and it's enjoyable to work and on the railroad in this kind of weather where it's nice and it's not cold and you don't have to wear and bundle up in layers and all that. You can wear a t-shirt and it's a nice breeze. Then, you know, you can have a great day out in the yard and whatever when the weather's nice. So I'm just looking forward to working in nice weather. So yeah, that to me is the most physical part of the job is this weather. Even working in the rain. I mean, I've had times where, you know, we're working, and the rain is just sprinkling a little bit, and it seems like every time it rains, you're never prepared. You just never have a raincoat. You're never ready for it. And I remember working with a guy, and it was just lightly raining all day. All of a sudden, it's just pouring, and we're working a remote box, and you know we're sitting here with this remote, and we got to ride the shove. We gotta get on the ladders and ride the train and all this and that, and it's pouring out. I mean, it was pouring hard, and this guy was like, you know what? I don't think he had a coat on or nothing, but he was like, man, you guys stay in the engine. I'm gonna go out here and do this. You know, it ain't no point in everybody getting all wet and all this and that. And he went out there and he got some stuff done, and he came in drenched. I mean, he was wet from socks to you name it. And it was like, man, so you know, working in the weather like the rain, pouring rain and all that can really make the job harder, miserable. And all I can say is be prepared for it. You know, like I said, you never have a raincoat when you really need it, because it's not like you're just gonna bring a raincoat when you don't think it's gonna rain, you know. So I don't know, watch the weather and see what's happening. Be prepared. But that is, I guess, the worst, most physical parts of the job is working in conditions that make it harder. You know, you're trying to climb ladders to tie handbrakes, and then everything's wet because of the rain, and you can slip and fall or something, and that's not cool. So you have to be way more careful in weather conditions when you're dealing with snow, ice. You know, in the snow, a train can derail because of the snow being over on top of the rail and the ice, and that you have to do what they call break a trail. You know, you have to detach the cars from the engine and ride over the track with just the engine alone to kind of break that trail, so that when you go over it with cars, those cars are not going to derail. Especially if you're riding on the cars, you cannot ride on the cars if it's not a certain tonnage. You know, it has to weigh, I want to say, at least 30,000 tons before you can ride it in the winter. Don't quote me on that. I'm just giving you a number. Maybe it's right, maybe it ain't, but I'm just saying, it has to weigh so much to ride it in the winter time when there's ice and snow. So yes, weather definitely can change your job on the railroad big time. Scott D said, is it true that management hides in bushes trying to catch people for rule violations? Not just management, it could be FRA or something. I mean, there are people who their job is to see what if rules are being broken. And they go around to see what's going on. And they are known to be hiding in places and watching from afar to see if your radio lingo is right, if you're doing the right hand signs, and you're putting your equipment in the clear, and you're not following the track. So yeah, I mean, whether it be management or someone else, someone, you know, will be watching. Not to mention, a lot of these railroads today have cameras. There's cameras out in the yard, so they can always go back and watch the footage later. If there was an accident, they could go back and see what happened. So you are, for the most part, always going to be watched. But yeah, it is common that you can be watched by a train master or something from, you know, the bushes or wherever they could be. That is not impossible. That could happen for sure. So, you know, to avoid getting in trouble for rule violations, just make sure you're not breaking any rules. Even when you're not being watched, do what's right. Do the right stuff. Don't try to cut corners, and just always do the job that you know you're supposed to be doing and how it's supposed to be done. Because you just never know when you decide to break a rule, who could be watching. And you don't want to get in trouble for that. So just be on point, you know. Uh, Bobby Anderson is saying the yard jobs have their ups and downs. Once you get used to it, it's okay. Yeah. At the beginning of my career, I was really intimidated by yard jobs. I didn't like the yard because this yard switching can be tricky and it takes a lot of experience to get it down pack. And, you know, it's a lot to learn. So it was very intimidating. And I tried to avoid the yard and work the road when I can. But now, you know, you can't avoid it forever. So I had to learn the yard. And I do recommend, if anybody can, try to learn the yard before you even learn the road, because you never know when you're going to have to switch some cars out. Even if you're on the road and something goes wrong, you have to set a car out because it's a bad order. They call it a BO. It could have bad brakes or bad axle or anything, and you might have to set that car out. If you have no experience switching in the yard or whatever, then you're going to be trying to figure it out, and it could be a headache. So getting yard experience is something I definitely recommend you guys to do, because there's a saying on the railroad that you can make a conductor, or you can make a switchman into a good conductor, but you can't make a good conductor into a good switchman. I think I'm saying that right. Um, so if you're a good switchman and you're great at it, you most likely are going to be a great conductor as well, because you already know how to switch cars. But if you're working a road all the time and you're a great conductor, you're probably not going to be a great switchman once you get in the yard. You're going to be lost because you don't work you don't switch enough. So, you know, the advice the old heads told me was to get that experience in the yard before you want to focus on the road, because you definitely want to learn how to be a yard switcher. So that's the best advice I can give you guys on that. Let's see. Scott D said, I felt like the worst part of working the road would be sitting in an engine with another person for 12 hours. I guess that depends on who you're working with. If you're sitting in an engine with somebody you cannot stand to look at, and you guys don't get along, and you're probably always bumping heads and arguing, then yeah, that can be a rough road trip. So that all will depend on who that engineer is that you're going to be working with. For the most part, you guys are probably going to get along with everybody just fine, but of course, that's not how life always is. You might get stuck with somebody you do not like or would rather not work with. So yeah, you might have a couple hard days on the road if that's the case, but it's very possible you could get stuck with somebody you don't like. So yeah, that's very possible, Scott D. Bobby Anderson is saying, I didn't work the yard too much. My district was Knoxville to Asheville to work to Atlanta or Alabama area. All right, I'm not familiar with any of those areas, but wow, you had a career without working the yard that much. I mean, that means you had to be making good money your whole career, because the road, everybody knows the road is where the money really is. And that means you've been making good money for a long time. So you can't complain about that. And if you don't, and there's just some terminals where they just don't have a lot of yard work. It's just a road type terminal, and all their jobs are on the road. So it all just depends on the area you're going to be working at. What else we got? Scott D said, I heard recently that BNSF is allowing some cell phone usage. Is that actually true? I have not personally heard of that. Now, I know, we do have iPads, and we can use our iPads to pull up the rules and things like that. I don't know if that could be what you're talking about, because when we're using our iPads, they are most likely going to be on a data network. So it's going to be like a cellular network to use to get that iPad, to get activity on it, or reception is going to be from your cellular data network. As far as cell phones itself, the only time I know that a cell phone can be used is when the train is stopped and all crew members are in agreement that there is no work to be performed, and that, you know, if you're waiting on a siding for a train to come by and you know that you're not going to be performing work and that train is stopped, then yes, I believe you can make a phone call if you have to, check email or something like that. As far as I know, you can do that. Could that be what maybe you're talking about, Scott D, as far as cell phone usage? Because I know that you can do that, yeah, but you cannot use a cell phone while the train is moving. As far as I know, you can't even have a cell phone visible. A cell phone can't be on the desk or anything when the train is moving and work is being performed. You can get in trouble if you are found to have a cell phone even visible in sight. So let me know, Scott D, if you're talking about when the train's not moving and you're not performing work, maybe. Let's see. Bobby said it's so funny to watch Denzel Washington in the railroad movie. No one is that brave. Okay, so you're talking about the movie with Denzel, Unstoppable, right? That movie actually was one of what inspired me to want to be a railroader. I think that was one of the inspirations for me, was watching Unstoppable. Of course, it's not that much action as it was in Unstoppable. I mean, this guy is running on top of trains and rail cars while it's moving and tying handbrakes and he's breaking every possible rule you can break on the railroad. He would have been fired everything he was doing. He was doing like a level S. But of course, that was a movie, and it's very entertaining though. And that was pretty cool to see Denzel Washington do a railroad movie. So yeah, that movie definitely was something that inspired me to want to work on a railroad. Good movie though, Bobby. I feel you on that. Bobby also said the yard requires you to pay attention all the time. Well, you know what, Bobby, that's also true for the road. Because on the road, you got to watch for those Form Bs. You got to make sure that you're going the right speed. There's going to be track where you have to slow down. You could be, one area of the track could be 40 miles an hour, and another area of the track can be 20. And you got to watch when it comes to that point of the form. Did I say Form B? I meant to say Form C. No, Form A. Form A. See, I haven't been on the road so long, I'm forgetting. It's a Form A, which I believe is the slow orders, you call it. And that's when you're on a certain part of the track where there's speed restrictions. And a lot of people, have gotten in trouble for going over a track too fast because they didn't slow down, because they weren't paying attention and watching the flags. So yeah, you have to be just as alert, if not more alert, on the road. And you got to be watching, make sure that you're watching those Form A's, and that you're not breaking any speed restrictions, because that is a serious violation if you guys are breaking a speed restriction. So you definitely got to be paying attention to your speed and what's going on. Let's see. Bobby said, I always made myself available to the crew caller. Yep, you got to do that. Right now, I'm overwhelmed by the DUI defense for celebrities. I miss rolling in a fast coal train. Okay, so you're saying right now, working with celebrities, you just overwhelmed with the DUIs of working with celebrities, but you miss rolling in a fast coal train. Yeah, there's nothing like working with coal trains, man. But I tell you what, you don't want to be standing near a coal train when it's coming past you, because all that coal and crap can be falling out and hit you in the head or something. So when you're doing like a roll by, you want to make sure you are not in the way to get hit by that coal when that train's coming by. Bobby said right now, okay, we already got to that. Scott D, do you need a passport to become a conductor? I wonder if you guys ever need to go to Canada. I don't know as far as going to Canada, what terminals do, But you do need what they call a, what the heck is it, man? I have not. There is a ID that you need for sure. And it's like a passport, but it's a transportation style passport. Um, dude, what do you call it? Man, I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. I talk about it. I've talked about it in my videos before. Final offer. I did a video called Final Offer, and I talked about this subject. What the heck do you call that card? It's I can't believe I don't remember. This is how long it's been since I've been on the road. I don't even remember the ID that you need. Let me get back to you guys on that one. I cannot remember to save my life. I wish I had my wallet in front of me so I can pull it out. I cannot believe I don't remember the name of the ID. It's a simple name. Now that's going to be bugging me. I hope I can remember by the time this live stream is over. If anybody knows the name of the ID card that you need to have in the transportation business, it's not just railroaders that have it. I think shipyard workers have it. Bus drivers have it. It's like a transportation card. What the heck is the name of that? If anybody can refresh my memory. Oh, TWIC card. Thank you, Bobby. Yes. A TWIC card is what I mean to say. That is the TWIC card is the version of the passport that you're talking about, Scott D. Railroad workers have to have a TWIC card, and that is one of the first things you're gonna have to get if you even once you get the final offer, they're gonna ask you to go get a TWIC card. So, yes, TWIC card. Thank you, Bobby. Let's see what else we got. You guys, we are definitely over an hour. I will try to answer more questions if I can, but you guys know we try to do at least an hour on this channel when it comes to the live streams. I don't know how the heck we ever do it, but we always seem to get an hour. That is a long time to be live streaming and talking. So the fact that we have enough to talk about for an hour every time still is unbelievable to me. But we seem to always do it. But yes, we are at the hour mark. So let me try to wrap it up. So if you guys got any questions that need to be answered, ask them now. Me or the community can answer those questions for you. Let's see what else we got. Bobby said I always had good engineering and communication with the people. That's good. Lucky. That's good and lucky that you always got to work with good people. Bobby said you must think far in advance when you're on the road. True. And that goes for the yard too, actually. When you work in a yard, you have to think of your next move you're going to make. You have to know what switches you're going to need lined up for the next move and what switches you had lined up before, where those cars are going to be going. And I mean, yeah, you got to think the present, past, and the future when you're yard switching. And your mind really has to be on point. So that could go for yard or road. Yeah, let's see. Bobby said, I do some consulting with some firms that work for the railroad industry. Okay. So you still get a little bit of the railroad in your life. Scott D said, great stream, lots of great info. Appreciate it, Scott. Thanks, man. I try to do that. If you guys want to leave a comment in the comment section once this video is over and give me ideas on a live stream that you guys would like to see, that's awesome. That way, you know, you're just helping me get more ideas on what we could do. So if there's a live stream that I have yet to do yet on a topic, feel free to leave in the comment section what live stream you guys would like to see us talk about next, and we could do it. So make sure to do that. And if you guys have not liked this video, please take the time to give this video a like. And if you guys are watching and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now, and then hit that alerter bell so you guys know the next time I do upload a video or the next time I go live, you will be the first to know, as long as that alert bell is clicked. So I definitely recommend you guys do that. Bobby said, great stream. I really appreciate your time. Yeah. Thanks for coming, Bobby. Thanks for all you guys, Scott D, Bobby, all you guys who made it to this stream. Mellow 211 was here. We had Westside in the house. We had DJ Gray in the house today. I appreciate you guys stopping by and asking those questions and everything. That's great. Bobby said you should do one lifestyle of railroad workers. You should do one of the lifestyle of railroad workers. All right. Give me more specifics on what you would like to see as far as the lifestyle of railroad workers. So give me some ideas on some more of what you would like to see when it comes to that, and we can possibly do something like that. Scott D said, have a good, safe week at work. For sure. I always try to be safe. Hopefully I will be. Mellow 211 said, appreciate your brother. For sure. Thanks, you guys. I'm about to wrap it up and get up out of here. We had another successful stream, an hour long. It's always a pleasure, you guys. I hope you guys watch and learn something. That is what we are here to do. Bobby said, tell everyone the hours when they call you. Don't know what you mean, Bobby, by that. Tell everyone the hours when they call you. I don't know what you mean, Bobby, with that. Are you talking about like the live stream phone calls or something? I do want to try that again. I tried to do that like last week. Nobody called, or I didn't have anybody to call, but I do want to do a live stream where I can talk to some of you guys live on the air. And I want to use Skype to do that. I want to make some Skype calls. So what I'm going to do on the next stream maybe is leave my Skype username on there. And if you guys have Skype, or if you don't have Skype, I recommend you guys download Skype on your phone or your tablet, whatever, so that I can talk to you live on the air via Skype, either a phone call with Skype, or if you guys want a video chat, we could do that live. You guys can ask questions live over the air via Skype. So let's try that on my next live stream. The work schedule. Okay, so you're talking about the work schedule, lifestyle type stuff. Okay. Kurt, what's up, man? He said, talk about the grind and how often you work on the road in a week, when you worked on the road sometime. All right. Okay. Keep the ideas coming, you guys, and leave those ideas in the comment section for me, if you will. Until the next time, you guys, I will see you on the rails. Peace.